So the voice is shot from yelling and screaming and cheering yesterday evening at BMO Field. How you doing, everybody? It's Tim here once again. A view from the South Stands coming to you on Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, I should say, before the World Cup final and after TFC's stirring come-from-behind win last night, 4-2 against the Houston Dynamo at BMO Field. I tweeted last night during the delirium after the game that I could never remember TFC ever coming back and winning a game after being 2 goals down. The Montreal Miracle, the 6-1, that was 1 goal down, not 2. So I never remembered the Reds ever coming back from a losing position greater than 2-0 or greater, ever winning the game outright. And yet that's what we saw last night, which is really wonderful and really heartwarming and stirring and exciting. And to agree with what Ryan Nelson said in his post-game remarks, the fans really got their money's worth last night. And I count myself as one of those lucky people that was actually there. A couple of wonderful things on display last night. I think the resilience of the team to believe that they had the opportunity to come back and actually get not only get back into the game, but get the 3 points was really encouraging. I like the fact that when they went down 2-0, and I'll get to the negative stuff in a moment, but when they went down 2-0, I really like the fact that they didn't pull a Brazil versus Germany and lose their heads. They actually kept their cool. They kept their shape. They kept the game plan that they obviously had in mind in play. And they actually, of course, did a really good job of getting back into the game. Osorio with a nice goal early, and it was really encouraging to see him back from injury. He also said in his post-game remarks last night on Toronto FC TV that this is really the first time that he's felt without any pains or niggles at all this season. He was a really integral part to whatever success the Reds had last season. Probably, arguably, our best player in 2013, at least offensively. If not statistically, at least it just felt that way to me, that he was the guy in 2013. So if he's able in 2014 to start doing what he did last year and take it and sort of knock on from there, that's going to be a really encouraging thing going forward. What else could be said about Jermaine Defoe that hasn't been said at this point? I think obviously with him in the lineup, we have a chance to win every single game. He scored 10 times in 12 games, ladies and gentlemen. That's, again, I don't have to do the math for you. That's almost a goal a game. That's absolutely spectacular by MLS standards. If he keeps going at that rate, he's going to be pushing 30 goals this season, which is outstanding. Historically, just to give you some context, folks, if you score 20 goals in an MLS season historically, you are a Golden Boot winner. Not a lot of players score past 20 goals, and here we are 15 games in, another 19 games to go for Toronto FC in Major League Soccer, and he's already at 10 goals, which is absolutely stupendous. The third goal, the first goal that he scored, was a real piece of skill. The gift goal at the end, he called it like it was Christmas. The back pass that ran awry again. He went in on Tally Hall, made a good play. Hall made a good save, but yet obviously he was still sensible enough and smart enough to take advantage of the rebound opportunity, which is something you simply can't teach. You either have that innate skill or you don't. He has it. He's worth every single penny that Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment paid to actually secure his services. Now, I'm still buzzing over that game. That was an absolute blast of a time. That was so much fun to see the team come back after so many countless sort of demoralizing games that we've seen at that stadium over the last 7 years. The good memories on the field, there's a lot of great memories in the stands, win or lose, but a lot of the bad memories on the field have obviously far outweighed the good ones, sadly. But last night obviously was the complete opposite of that. It was bad, then good. Now, I'm still buzzing, as I'm sure maybe a lot of you guys are as well, but I really think it's important for us not to get carried away. There were a couple of concerns, I think, last night that are worthy of conversation as well. The first one is the defensive lapses that led to the 2 goals that an absolutely fantastic player named Brad Davis took advantage of. He's just back from the World Cup. He didn't feature as much as Michael Bradley, who didn't feature at all for TFC last night. But boy, oh boy, is he a really good Major League Soccer player. One of the absolute best guys in the league. And if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. And he scored 2 nice goals off 2 sloppy, almost cookie-cutter-like defensive plays. Very similar to some of the ones that have seen the Reds concede sloppy goals previously. So that's something that still remains a concern to me and to obviously many others as well. Speaking of defensive issues, it looks like our captain Stephen Caldwell may be on the shelf for a while. According to, again, his comments post-game, some sort of a quad muscle issue. I don't know if that's very, very significant or not, but he was subbed off for Bradley Orr. And Bradley Orr and Daniil Henry actually finished it out. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next game. Caldwell has been and remains, I think, the rock of that team defensively. Everything good from the back. Everything good from the back kind of stems from what he does, going, moving the ball outwards and keeping sort of Daniil Henry and Nick Hagelin, when they actually play next to him, sort of, on an even keel as well. So he's critically important. Hopefully he won't be gone very long. The defensive blunders still are an issue, which I just, of course, mentioned. And the possession numbers are still a concern to me as well. I'm not going to actually, sit here and claim to be some tactical genius or anything like that, or anything more than just a fan that tries to, comment on what I perceive to be challenges and issues that this team needs to address. And I think possession numbers are one of them. I think one of the obvious things about a lack of possession, and again, TFC lacked in possession last night. I think the number was 43% versus 57 for Houston. And if you take a look at the tactical breakdown on the MLS Soccer website as well, you'll see as well in the last part of the game, even when the Reds scored the goals that got them the 3 points, Houston still commanded the bulk of possession late in the game, which again is a significant concern. I think more than anything else, especially when you've got a very tight, very compact schedule with lots and lots of games at hand, the more time you spend off the ball, the more energy you burn. When you've got the ball, you don't burn as much energy. You have more in the tank. And I think that is definitely something that TFC continues to struggle with, and hopefully something that can start to change. And the last thing, of course, is back to Jermaine Defoe. It's fabulous that we've got a player of his quality that can do what he does, take the team on his back, be creative offensively, make chances out of nothing sometimes, because, again, he's not going to get the quality of service here as he would get in the Premier League in England. But when one player is responsible for roughly half of Toronto FC's goals, I think TFC has 21 goals this season, and he's responsible for 10 of them, roughly half. I think that is at least half your eggs in one basket. The Reds need to find alternative scoring on a more consistent basis, and hopefully that 4 goals last night. Osorio coming back, and he scored some scoring touches last year. Bradley hopefully getting his sea legs again after a tough World Cup. More options from the midfield hopefully can start putting in some more goals, because I think the better teams are going to find ways of shutting Defoe down, and it's going to make it much more difficult for us to do what we want to do offensively going forward if all of our eggs are in one little former Tottenham Hotspur, now Toronto FC players' pocket. So that's it. I don't really have too much more to say. I have to rest my vocal cords after the yelling. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I want you to stay tuned, because I actually have some footage from the stands last night that hopefully will give you a really good idea of how much fun it was to be in that stadium last night, particularly when we win. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have another one of these up hopefully late Wednesday or early Thursday after the game against Vancouver midweek. Thanks for watching. Enjoy what's to come, and you guys have yourselves a wonderful week. Cheers.